so in love.
First question that I asked my guest as she sat with us here was, we are punishing our eyes, Abby? And she just simply said, yes. And we need to have some healthy habits in the area of our eye care. We haven't had any conversation about eye care habits on our lifestyle segment, but we're going to have that right now with Dr. Uzoma Okeke, who is an ophthalmologist. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
So why do you say we are punishing our eyes?
We're punishing our eyes because there are certain things we do which we are not supposed to.
Okay.
Some of the things like people go on the system, the computer, they use it for hours on end without taking a break. There's a 20-20 rule, 20-20-20 rule. You're supposed to work on a system, iPad, your phone for like 20 minutes, and you take a break for 20 seconds and look at something distant for like something like 20 feet away. So we need to take better care of our eyes.
Pause. So I use the system for 20 minutes.
Yes.
Then I look away from it for 20 minutes.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Yes.
And then
rest
I look
your
away
eyes.
At something for...
Something distant, about 20 feet away.
Is she 20 feet? No, she's not 20
well, 20 feet, 20 meters, just something at a distance.
That's a bit difficult. Because, I mean, let's think about the children. That's where the bad eyesight starts from.
Yes.
I mean, a child is playing a game on her phone.
Or just looking at the screen.
And you are saying she should do 20 minutes and then look. Mama, how far?
No, we need to.
I'm sure you say that to your children all the time and they don't listen to you.
Well, we tell them all the time to not to be glued to all these devices because it leads to things. There's something we call computer vision syndrome, dry eye syndrome. All these things result from looking at devices for a long time without resting your eyes.
What are the symptoms? Because what are the symptoms of computer
vision syndrome?
Computer vision syndrome. Maybe someone watching you right now has it.
You have things like strain, eye aches, redness, grittiness, and they complain, oh, my eyes ache from excessive exposure to all these devices.
Okay. There was no computer when we were growing up, but we still have bad eyes.
Yes, we have bad eyes because we don't pay attention to the things we're supposed to do. Things like nutrition plays a very important role. I like to say that we're not just what we think, we're also what we eat. Things like fruits and vegetables, they have a lot of antioxidants, phytonutrients that help to protect our eyes, protect the area
fruits
of
and
keen
vegetables,
vision.
people, fruits and vegetables.
So
they have come back for you again.
So those things are very important.
Carrots.
You know, examination, annual examination for those who are middle-aged and above.
Annual?
Yes, annual examinations.
Okay.
Yes, from a qualified eye care professional. And then even at milestones at birth, when children start school, and when you're about starting work, your eyes should be examined so that we can pick up signs and symptoms of diseases that are sometimes asymptomatic, like glaucoma. Because if it's detected early, then we can treat it and manage it.
Do me one favor, madam.
Yes.
Before we get into getting too deep, tell us the stages, if you can, of that the eye or our eyes go through our lives, from birth to toddler to on like that. Are there stages that our eyes go through, and what are the peculiar things we need to do, habits that we need to cultivate for each of those stages of our lives?
Okay, so at birth, especially for children who are preterm, they have what we call retinopathy of prematurity. So at birth, the eyes should be examined for developmental anomalies. And the eyes develop from birth to age 2. So if a child has refractive errors, that's a good time to pick it up.
What's that?
Refractive errors, inability to see clearly. So there are different types. You have myopia, hyperopia, astigmatism. So at a young age is a time to pick it up, because after a particular age, the eyes may never get to see clearly. That's what we call amblyopia. So school age, before school age, the eye should be examined to find out whether there are any refractive errors.
Okay, for the parents, are there things they need to do in terms of caring for the child?
Yes, you observe. I see mothers, the children almost fall into the television and they think it's normal. So when a child sits very close to the TV or brings the objects to their eyes very close, know there's something wrong, they should go and see an eye care professional, okay? Then you can observe, they should supervise the children when they're playing, because a lot of children come in with penetrating eye diseases from sharp objects. They hold their pencils and their pen like this, and they're playing unsupervised. They can fall on it and have injuries to their eyes. So these are things parents can do when the children are small to prevent eye injuries and also detect errors early.
Okay, so from age 2?
Yes, from age 2. So you watch out for developmental glaucomas, watch out for cataracts. So these are things, once you notice a child is not seeing very well, observe how they walk. Observe their reaction to light. Some of them have, when you put on the lights, they turn their face away, they tear a lot. So some of these things will give you a pointer, there's something wrong, I need to have this child checked out. So these are the things we can do from the age 2 to like 16, 18. And then when we get to middle age, it's important that everyone should have their eyes checked, because from that age you have the incidence of glaucoma, cataracts. These are on the rise. So it's important that at age...
Why is that? Why is it on the rise at about that age?
Well, a lot of things go wrong.
Wear and tear of the eyes.
Yeah, and age. I know, eating a lot of wrong things.
Oh.
Okay. So at middle age, you should have your eyes checked annually.
I can imagine someone asking right now, what are the wrong things to eat that is affecting someone's eye and the fellow doesn't even have any idea?
Okay, let me not say eat. Okay, like smoking.
Oh.
Smoking is very wrong for the eyes because it leads to early presentation of age-related macular degeneration. Okay, smoking, it leads to early cataracts too. Even food, we need to have a healthier relationship with food. Because when we take a lot of carbs, people get predisposed to diabetes. Mm-hmm. And when they become diabetic, it affects the retina. So they end up with diabetic retinopathy, which can actually lead to blindness. So it's very, very important that we watch our health. We should be active, exercise. We should have better health-seeking behavior. Okay.
Would you say that people are eating better now than, say, in the 50s and 60s?
I think I'll prefer the 50s and 60s because then the food was organic. People they go straight from the farm, they get their fresh produce, they eat more fruits and vegetables. Now we eat a lot of junk, which is not good for our health. It predisposes us to hypertension and diabetes, all these non-communicable lifestyle diseases, which eventually can make someone blind.
Wow. Okay, so from age 18 and up?
Yeah.
Any special...
Well, at 18, we should be careful about injuries. That's when young people, they can have brawls, fights, they can punch their eyes and say, oh, football, they can kick the ball at the eye. Those such things when there's any injury to the eye, it's important that you see an eye care professional to ensure that there's no long-term damage or complication.
Madam, there is one game that is making the rounds now. Is it a game? Sports. Slap. Have you seen any of those videos?
It's a game.
It's a sport. I can't even describe it. You stand in front, you hold something behind you, and then someone gives you... No, those slaps are not dirty.
A good whack.
No, those slaps are not dirty. No. Those slaps are, gosh, I don't even know how the words for it.
That can actually damage the eye. You know, the trauma, the eye is enclosed in a bony socket. So when there's a slap, there will be what we call
Are you going to call those ones a slap?
Well,
how is no slap? That is like a tornado to the face.
That can result in a lot of eye injuries. So I think that game should be scrapped, or it should be abandoned for anybody that cares about their eyes.
But then the same goes for boxing, doesn't it?
Yeah, but in boxers they wear they sort of there's something they wear, you know, that provides some sort of you know, cushioning, so you don't get such punches in your eyes. You know, but when you hit your eye against something or someone's, you know, punches you, it causes damage to the eye. It can even cause retinal detachment, macular holes. So such things are very serious problems that you don't want to have.
Okay, madam, I want you to please recommend some kind of middle ground. Because in our world, this world as we have it now, let's talk about the adults, because that's where we are right now. There's hardly any business you want to do that you will not use technology. And in fact, in organizations, there's hardly any time, in fact, I think it's in the Forex business, you can't even blink. Anything could happen in the blink of an eye. And I'm supposed to take my face away for 20 seconds. Gosh.
You could lose a lot of money in the 20 seconds.
Exactly. Exactly. So what would be your recommendation to such jobs?
Okay, I would recommend that they have anti-reflective devices on their laptops, or even on their glasses. You know, have anti-reflective lenses. That would help. And then they could also try using artificial tears or lubricants that would help moisten the eye as they work continuously on their system. And they should also try and take a break after working for so long.
Okay. And how about, you know, is there any such thing as first aid for eye care?
First aid, I would suggest that if there is an injury to the eye, please head straight to a qualified eye care professional. Let them look, because sometimes it looks innocuous, but there's serious damage going on at the back of the eyes. And it's only a professional that will be able to detect and manage appropriately.
Doctor, there's what I sometimes would like to refer to as an old wives' tale, that if you wear glasses, you get to a certain age where your eyes begin to correct themselves and you don't actually need glasses anymore. Is that true?
What happens is, from middle-aged, people develop what we call presbyopia. So they have difficulty reading small print. So they get to wear glasses to read small print. And as they get much older, they're now able, it doesn't correct. What happens is that changes go on in their eyes. So they call it second sight of the aged. So as they're getting towards their 60s, 70s, they're becoming more short-sighted because they're developing cataracts. So they're able to see better. So usually you have those elderly parents
they can see better with cataracts.
Early cataracts make them a bit more myopic. So they're able to read small prints better. Okay, but eventually when the cataracts get much mature, they lose their vision, then they have to go in for surgery. So it's documented. It's known as second sight of the aged. So they make fun of their middle-aged children. Oh, I've dropped my glasses. You still need glasses to read.
Well, okay. I didn't get to that stage in my life, or maybe I'm not there yet.
No, you're not there yet.
You use glasses, you know. But let me ask you, madam. There are some who are having issues with their eyes now, and unfortunately, you know, we can't take any of those comments by phone or anything. But what are those signs that people that indicate one situation or the other? I'm sure that another time we're going to have this conversation about eye conditions and all of that. But what are some of those conditions those symptoms that once anyone sees or gets any of those symptoms, they should begin to give it serious attention? Okay,
so from time to time, people don't even know that they don't see with one eye. So from time to time, have a target in your house. You cover your left eye, make sure the right eye is working, and then you cover your right eye, make sure the left eye is working.
So is this what you're saying?
Yes, from time to time, check each eye to make sure that you can see clearly. And then if the eyes are red, it's important that you go and see your eye care professional. If you have things like floaters, we call it floaters, they see black things in their vision, and they keep on trying to catch it. They see black objects moving inside the eyes, they see flashes of light, they see something like a curtain trying to cover their vision. See your ophthalmologist. Parent, you have an injury or something gets into the eye, don't rub it because it can actually erode your cornea. So it's very important that if something gets into your eye, look for your eye care professional to take it out and give you appropriate drugs. And then people shouldn't use harmful traditional eye medications. You see all sorts of things they buy at the bus stop. They use holy water. They even put urine in the eye. Mothers put breast milk in the eye. When a child's eye is red, there's discharge from the eyes.
Who recommended it to them?
They self-medication, they do that.
Their grandmother.
Yes. I've seen patients lose their vision from all this holy oil, water from the sea. They believe it has healing properties. So such things, when there's discharge in your eyes, don't even go, because they say, oh, go to the chemist. Don't even go to the chemist. Go to your eye care professional to give you the right drug you need. So,
what causes tearing?
Tearing can come from, if something gets into your eye, you will tear. As we get older, there's laxity around the eye. The muscles begin to get lax. So you have the tear ducts can get blocked, and then the tear duct can also, because of the laxity, shift a bit. So it's no longer aligned. So you have what we call epiphora. You can tear continuously. Glaucoma can also cause a lot of tearing. So these are a few things that can cause
as well as bad
tearing.
news.
No, that one is not tearing anyone. That's crying. That's crying.
Now to children. I have a running battle with my little ones. They will lie down on the sofa and put the screen here like this, and it's this close. Of course, I get fits every time I see that, and I always pull them back.
So they'll be wearing glasses at age 10.
So I literally say, pull this thing back, I'll collect it from you. Of course, it's daddy talking, they listen. This TV is that big, gigantic, yet they still sit
in front.
Right, almost like, okay, let me be following, okay, he's going there. So, but some parents think they are just children, they are having fun. Please tell us the implications of such behavior.
First of all, we need to be sure that that child is seen properly.
Okay.
Because sometimes you make them sit a distance away, but the image is not clear, it's not sharp. So for them to see clearly, they have to move closer. So some of them have undetected refractive errors. So first thing, they should have their eyes checked. And if their eyes are okay, then you have to explain to the child, this can cause injury to you much later in life. This can bring on myopia. So you need to move away from these things if they're seen clearly. So it's important to first of all assess them, make sure they are seen clearly before we begin to have discussions with them. Once they have a buy-in, then they will move away. They understand that, oh, if I get too close, my eyes may go bad. So I better sit a bit away from these devices.
Sometimes the challenge is not with seeing anything on the screen or seeing anything around. Sometimes it is with reading. Are there situations that differ in such cases where, okay, with this particular, for instance, some people cannot drive without their glasses?
Yes.
I cannot drive with my glasses. And some people cannot, there is this short side, long side. Some people still don't understand that. Help us understand some of these.
Okay, so let's start with myopia. Myopia we call short-sightedness. That means you see everything close to you, but things far away from you, you cannot see clearly. So those people need their glasses to drive because they can't see distant objects, okay? So that's myopia. Now
you can't see the policeman.
that you have hyperopia or hypermetropia. Such people can see very distant things, but things close to them, they can't see very well. And then we also have astigmatism. In astigmatism, the corneal curvature is not good. It's not well-rounded. So things are not sharp. The images are blurred. So these are refractive errors. There's another condition, but it's not a refractive error. It's known as presbyopia. At about age 40 or middle age, people lose their ability to read small things because of loss of accommodation. So in such conditions, we give them glasses that will make the letterings bigger.
Have I told you you're coming back?
You haven't yet.
Thank you so much for being here this morning.
You're welcome.
Because this is just the beginning of such conversations. And you've spoken to the need for nutrition.
Yes.
Some people on my left, they still need to drop some things. Please don't tell her I said anything to you. Thank you for being here this morning. Dr. Usoma Okeke is an ophthalmologist. Truly appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Why? Why are you looking at me like that? Nothing. Okay. All right, we'll be right back for the home stretch. And it's the artist of the week, and he or she, you'll find out.